Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I bring you tricks and tips on ways that you could keep your relationship spicy. Not really spicy, spicy hot. Well, on today's episode, I would give you 7 sex myths about men that just aren't true. Because I believe that this cliche about men and sex are numerous and very tenacious. Now, if society has taught us one thing, is that men love sex, and when they're not having it, all they're thinking about is sex, 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 And the truth is that a lot of those stereotypes simply aren't true. We as women, we like to think that we know it all when it comes to men, but the basic truth is that some of our assumptions are way off the mark. So here are some of the myths that are not so true in most cases. Number 1, men are always up for sex. Of course, men never refuse sex. They're always up for it. They're never, too tired after a long day at work. And they never have headaches too. Really? In fact, they think about nothing but sex the whole time. That's how crazy we think that men love sex and want to have it. Well, that's wrong. That's actually wrong. Because men are humans. They aren't robots, all right? They get worried, stressed, and sometimes they just don't feel like sex, just like some of us females. They're just as affected by emotions as we women, even if they don't show it on the outside. And emotions sometimes affect their libido. It happens less often, sure, but it still happens. So no need to write him off as one who is cheating if he's not in the mood. Don't go panicking if he doesn't feel like having sex with you. He's only human. He may be tired or just simply stressed. Now, the second myth that I have here that we think is true, which isn't, is that men never fake it in bed. Ha! Who told you that? That's not true, ladies. It is not just women who fake it. Okay, so we may fake it more often and we're 4 times as likely to fake it than men. But do you want to know the staggering truth that I have come to find out doing my research online? I found that only 47% of men achieve orgasm during vaginal penetration, and 3% say that they've never had an orgasm during sexual intercourse. It's hard to believe, but that's the truth, that men too fake orgasm. But this is a weird eye-opener, to be honest. I would like to say that if this is true, then sometimes it is not the destination that matters, it is the journey. Number 3, the third sex myth about men is that men would happily skip foreplay and just dive into the main meal. And this has made women believe that men have only one goal in mind when it comes to making love, which is orgasm and getting down to it. All right, no foreplay, none of that stuff. See, let me tell you something. There is a dynamic shift to all of these things because modern men have reason above this and can really enjoy foreplay before the main course. Of course, from time to time, you both want to just go straight down into the act itself, but get it out of your head that men don't like foreplay. They really do enjoy it because over time they've come to realize how important it is for more intense connection with their women and having a deeper climax as well. It also allows them to learn how to pleasure you as a woman, which is always a bonus. And of course, they know that it can make your sexy session last a lot longer. And men want to pride themselves as one that can be put in the category of, men that are termed studs or a sex god and all of those names that make men think that they're the best in navigating a woman's body to make her come. Men always take pride in the fact that they have been able to make you come because of how half the time it takes almost eternity to get some women to climax, and they know the answer to this is proper foreplay. So they don't joke. I feel like the modern men do not joke with foreplay. Then the 4th myth is ejaculation always means orgasm for men. Not necessarily, okay? Because ejaculating and reaching orgasm do not always happen together. Some men reach orgasm without ejaculating, and this is called dry orgasm. But as you probably know, most of the time orgasm and ejaculation, they're one and the same. So understand that if he doesn't ejaculate, it doesn't necessarily mean that he didn't reach his orgasm. And when that happens, don't think that he's faking orgasm, especially when he moans or groans and collapses on you as they usually do, and you are just there looking for his sperm, but you can't find it. He just had a dry orgasm, okay? Are we learning something today? Now, another sex myth surrounding men that is not exactly true is that his sexual breakdown is linked to lack of desire. I know that we as women, we're so quick to jump to conclusions when our men have like a problem in the bed. And the large majority of us think that maybe he doesn't want us anymore, but there are many other reasons for a man lacking the desire to have sex. There are reasons for his lack of sex drive or erection. Now, almost 42% of men say that they have had an erection problem at some point in time of their life. And stress, fatigue, shyness, worries, and a lot more can actually affect them. So imagine if every time you weren't slightly in the mood and it showed physically. That would be a lot of pressure. So I feel like we should sometimes cut the slack for some men and allow them the time and space to get their mojo back. And when they come back from the state of inaction or lack of desire to be with you, you'll be glad that you waited, because they will come back with truckload of juice to spill, okay? Now, the sixth sex myth is that men only like women with perfect bodies. Sure, they draw over women in magazines and on TV. They even have crush on them. But these women are fantasies. And if it makes you a little secure, a little bit about yourself, you need to realize that these women are not what all men are looking for, okay? They're just picture perfect or video perfect. Now, men have always admitted that they've always wanted someone attractive. Also, they have a wide range of criteria, like a woman with brains, humor, an elegant woman, a woman who's got inner beauty and all of that stuff. So let's stop thinking that real men are dense or dumb. So understand when I say that real men, not all men are real men, by the way, okay? Not all men are dense. They know that the supermodels in magazines or Instagram feeds aren't what real women are like in real life. Most men like womanly curves and natural looks, makeup, stretch marks, a little bit of imperfection to match up with your own imperfection too, and a woman with plenty of confidence. So I tell you, the definition of sexy is loving the way you look. And they will just pick up on it and view you in the same light that you view yourself. So you also have to teach men how to treat you by how you treat yourself and view yourself. Now, if you said to yourself that you are the most beautiful woman he has ever seen, and you carry yourself with such grace and elegance, he will in no time come to become a believer of your gospel and a disciple. Best believe that, all right? And lastly, the seventh sex myth about men that isn't true is that men aren't romantic. Now, I know that we at some point in our teenage lives, you know, we might have had like that notion of petals on the floor or on the bed, or softly lit candles and massage oil here and there. But over time, as grown women, we've come to the reality of our sex lives that none of these things apply. Some guys are not just romantic. Some guys are not just a sucker for romance. But it really comes down to the luck of, you know, fetching that one person who is also a helpless romantic. So don't be too hard on your partner if he is not counting the number of freckles you have on your back, or he's not giving you flowers. There can be a time and place for romance, of course. It may not just come naturally to your man like it does for you. So just make do with the way he likes to show love, and maybe with time he will come to understand how he needs to show you love in your own way. And there are plenty of other important factors for both of you to consider when it comes to a good romp session: chemistry, libido, and, you know, the ability to have a good laugh. So don't be too hard on your man if, you know, peradventure he's not a romantic in the way that you need him to be. And that's it. All right. I hope that we change this few sex stereotypes about men. And if we do, we can ultimately let our men breathe, okay? So I'll be coming back in the next few hours to give you more juicy episodes. Just stay tuned. I will be right back in your speakers. I will be right back in your faces, okay? See you when I see you. Mwah.